Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be diving into getting more sales on your website, which is ultimately the biggest goal that every single one of my clients has. The first thing I want to talk about when it comes to getting more sales on your website is user experience. How many times have you gone to a website and you have absolutely no clue what to do on it? You jump on there, there's too much information, there's too much flash and bang, or the information is just not clear enough for you to understand and really digest. So it's like, maybe this website and this person is not the one for me because I'm not quite understanding what they do. That's the first thing that we need to look at when we're trying to get more sales on our website. Our user experience. Is it easy to navigate? Is it easy to find the information that we're looking for? I can't tell you how many times I've gone onto a website to not be able to find simple contact information like your phone number, your email. I can't find that information. So how is it possible for me to contact you? And that's so simple, but it's so overlooked. How easy is it for me to get from A to B to C on your website so that you get those conversions? And no matter what the goal is on your website, if you're trying to get them to opt into something, if you're trying to get them on a discovery call, or if you're trying to get them to buy something, the intent needs to be clear right up top, right up front. Go through your website, start looking from an outside perspective. How easy is it for someone to find what they're looking for on my website? And if the answer is, oh, I have to click 4 or 5 times to get to the end result, you're not making it clear enough. You're not giving them the best user experience. Now, tip number 2 kind of ties into tip number 1, which is boosting those sales with compelling calls to action. So we talked about user experience and making it easy to find information. But what information are we trying to get them to find? This is where your calls to action come in, and you need to look at, what do I want the user to do? What is the end goal with my website? Is it to request a quote from me? Is it to get on a phone call? Is it to opt into my free opt-in? Whatever it is, it needs to have a clear and concise and compelling call to action right at the top. My next tip is all about visual design. When you're going on a website, a lot of times there's just the sea of text. We need to break that up with graphics. A lot of people are more visual and need visual guides to get to the point of what you're trying to talk about. Words are important though. Let's not confuse it. You definitely need enough words on the page to rank on Google. We've already talked about that in a previous video about how many words you need on your website. But we also need to break up the sections of content so that we're not overwhelming our potential customers the second they jump on our page. Let's give it to them in bite-sized chunks. Use graphics and visuals to emphasize pieces of information so that way it's easy to digest as you go down the page. It's easy to find what you need to find and you understand it clearly. Now, my next tip for increasing website conversions is so simple, but so overlooked, and that is credibility. How do we show credibility on our website? Well, one of the easiest and most painless ways to do this is to add testimonials to your website. Google makes it so easy to add their widgets to a WordPress website. It's so simple and it seamlessly integrates with the WordPress widget, but you can always add it to other types of websites if you have Squarespace or Wix or what have you. Adding those testimonials builds that credibility that you are in fact in business. You've been doing business for a little while. People like the service that you offer. It's going to remove this barrier for them. So that way they're like not concerned if you're a credible business or not because the proof is right there on your Google reviews. Now, a side note to the credibility piece is specifically for e-commerce websites. Make sure that your privacy policies are all up to date and easy to find. Also, your return policies and your terms and conditions really help with the credibility piece, because if you don't have a really good return policy, or if you don't state it explicitly, a lot of times people won't trust your website to buy from. So make sure, if you're an e-commerce website, that you have all the little policies and everything on the footer of your website so that people can find those policies easy and know that if they buy something from you, that you guarantee it and you will help them out if something goes wrong. Now, my next tip has to do with the content on your website. The words it actually says will make this beautiful website, and it's flashy and it's pretty, and for some reason it's just not converting the customers that you want. A lot of times that boils down to it's not saying the right things. It's not resonating with the people that you want it to resonate with. It's not saying, hey, here's the problem that you have and we are the solution for you. That's really boiling it down to A to Z, but you want to create compelling copy that is going to get them emotionally invested in your business. And I don't care if you're a plumber or if you're a lawyer or whatever you are, there's always a way to connect emotional value to your business. No matter what, people buy on an emotional level, whether it's a positive emotion or negative, you can always tie that emotion into your copy and get people connected in a deeper way. And that's just going to increase your conversions on your website. Now, my next tip is about creating increased scarcity and urgency on your website. A lot of times we give an open door with no deadline for people to redeem things. Consequently, they just never get around to it. If you want to get people to opt in faster, buy faster, do things faster, you need to put a deadline on it. The easiest way to add some urgency is to add a countdown clock. This offer ends in, we'll say 5 days, 5 hours, whatever it is, and have a countdown clock there. That way they can see visually, oh, the clock is literally ticking. I need to get this now. So that's one of the easiest ways to do it. The other way is giving a concrete deadline and also saying, hey, if you don't redeem this now, you won't get your bonuses or you won't get this. Like, you don't want to miss out. Don't miss out on these great extra deals that you'll get. When you're writing your copy, we're appealing to the emotional side, but we're also appealing to the impulse shopper in a lot of people, where it's like, okay, if I don't do this now, they might not ever come back. So I need to do this now because I'm going to get a good deal. Same thing with e-commerce. If you do flash sales work really great. You get this discount one day only, buy it now or you're not going to get it at this price. So it creates that urgency. Of course, you're going to do flash sales again in the future, but it might not be the same products. It might not be the same level of a discount. People will react to that and be excited to redeem those deals with that urgency and scarcity that it's going to go away. My next tip is all about pop-ups. Pop-ups today can still work for getting more conversions on your website, more opt-ins to your newsletters, more sales in general on e-commerce, but you need to use them strategically. Don't get pop-up crazy because you're going to irritate your customers and they're going to leave. One of my favorite types of pop-ups is not the kind that comes up the second you get on the website. When you're on the website for the first time, you kind of want to digest what you're looking at. And sometimes a pop-up can really distract the user and turn them off a little bit. What I like to use is called an exit intent pop-up. It doesn't actually pop up unless they have rolled their mouse over to try to close the page itself. That one holds off until they're about to leave. And it says, wait, don't go. If you sign up for our newsletter, you'll get 20% off or what have you. And think about what's the most important thing I want them to do with a pop-up. Don't go into this, oh, I'm just going to throw a discount here and throw a discount there and not really think about it. The biggest thing you want is to capture their information so that you can follow up with them later, offering them something for free, something that's low barrier. And that way it's like, okay, I'm okay with giving my name and my email. Don't ask for phone number, of course, just name and email. I'm willing to give this information so that I can get this discount or I can get this opt-in offer, this download, whatever it is. Then you can start to put them into a nurturing campaign to get them to actually buy. Now, we've talked about this before in other videos, but I have to stress again the importance of A/B testing on your website. Sometimes certain calls to action, certain headlines, certain hooks, all of those different things will appeal to different people, and you have to find the ones that work for your people. The easiest way to figure out which headlines work better, which calls to actions work better, is to create 2 separate pages and drive the same amount of traffic to them and see which ones convert the best. It depends on what you're using. There's some software like ClickFunnels that you can literally have it split the traffic and test A/B, but sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. So you'll just have to kind of duplicate the page and then manually change it, depending on what website platform you're using. But it's worth the time and effort to understand your audience. Take some time, craft 2 different versions of the same thing with different headlines, different calls to action, test them out and see which ones convert the most, and then start to follow that framework on the rest of your marketing and your pages. Even just one A/B test can give you so much information that you could increase your sales by a lot. My last tip is all around retargeting campaigns. A lot of times we'll get traffic to our website, but they're not quite ready to buy and they're not quite ready to convert. Sometimes they won't even give us their email. They're just kind of silent lurkers and they're not doing anything, which drives everybody crazy. The cool thing that you can do is install tracking pixels on your website. Facebook has one. That's probably the major one that a lot of people use, but Google also has one too. So you can create retargeting campaigns so that when someone goes to your website, doesn't convert, doesn't put in their email, doesn't do the things you want them to do, you can send them an ad on Facebook or send them an ad on Google or a display ad on blogs to get people to come back and actually make that purchase. You wouldn't believe how many times you have to touch people to get them to buy nowadays. It used to be 7, now it's more like 12, and the more the merrier, because the more times you get in front of people, the more likely they are to convert. So that's everything I have for you today. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot, and I will see you in the next video.